SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps for the low income, and some major changes coming in the next few months. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video we're specifically talking about SNAP benefits, also referred to as food stamps or formerly called Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which sends out benefits to about 43 million low-income Americans all across the country. Well, in this video, I do want to break down the details of some major changes that will be coming in within the next few months here that will impact all beneficiaries. Therefore, let's get into it and talk through those details. Now, I do want to say this much as well. Some of which I'm going to be talking about here in this video is still in the negotiation process in Congress as of right now, but we do know for a fact there will be changes coming in, and I will break all this down for you. I'll give you the timeline when all of this will be hitting, and again, what they're talking about as far as changes. So the timeline that we're looking at is October 1st, okay? October 1st is the line in the sand where these changes will be taking place, okay? That is the start of the new fiscal year. Now, I get it. As of right now, that is still a few months away, but we all recognize it's coming fast, and we know for a fact this will be impacting all beneficiaries, okay? So this is the beginning of the new fiscal year for the federal government, and this is when all the changes for SNAP benefits generally take place, because this is the calendar in which SNAP benefits operate on, not the calendar as in you look at a calendar, January through December. That's not the calendar. It is October 1st through September 30th is the fiscal year calendar for SNAP benefits as well, okay? So number one, let's start out on a positive note, which is the COLA raise. Yes, SNAP benefits do also get a COLA raise every single year, okay? So this is something that will be implemented as of October. When it comes down to SNAP benefits, you do not need to wait until January to start getting the higher COLA and the higher benefit amount because of the COLA for your SNAP benefits, okay? This one runs October 1st through September 30th, the fiscal year. So the COLA for SNAP benefits, food stamps starts, I should say, on October 1st. So that's pretty exciting, right? So yes, that will be coming sooner than later. And then again, obviously, your other fixed income benefits, the COLA for that starts on January, or in January, I should say, okay? But again, we all recognize that. Just want to throw it out there really quickly. All right, so that is number one that I want to throw out there. Next, we want to talk about the Farm Bill, okay? The Farm Bill. I've talked about this before in other videos, okay? Don't let the title of that bill be deceiving, okay? Don't think of the title being, oh, it's the Farm Bill. They're just talking about tractors and cows and pigs and pastures and stuff. No, that's not what it is, okay? The Farm Bill, yes, it does focus on farmers and things like this, food harvesting and investment into, agriculture, stuff like that. However, 85% of the Farm Bill is focused on SNAP benefits and other food assistant type program, okay? That's why that's so important. 85% of the funding within that bill is on food assistance programs, okay? That means the vast majority of what they're talking about in this thing is going to be, impacting SNAP beneficiaries, okay? So here's what's going to be going on here. First off, a couple things that we do know as of right now. First off, they are negotiating the details of the Farm Bill as we speak. Well, I'm not sure if they're doing it like literally right now as I'm talking, but like right now during this time, between now and October 1st, there's a lot of negotiations going on, talking about the Farm Bill, what they want to do to it, some of the major changes. Now, I want to throw this out there. And I'm going to say this much. There's a very low probability this will actually happen, but this is something that's still being tossed around a little bit. For the most part, a few months ago, they were talking about this more aggressively, but here as of recently, they have kind of calmed down on this one. They've talked about implementing work requirements in order to receive SNAP benefits, okay? Now, let me just leave it at that because here's why. They're not going to do this, okay? They've gone back and forth on this one. It sounds like they've negotiated out some of the work requirements on other types of financial assistance, mostly TANF, which is temporary assistance for needy families. It looks like they might maybe want to implement a work requirement there versus for SNAP benefits, okay? So that's all I really want to talk about there. Please don't worry about it. They're not going to do it. The likelihood of them implementing a work requirement for SNAP benefits, very, very low. I would not worry about that. Highly doubt that's going to make its way through Congress. There may be some people in Congress that want to implement that. Highly doubt it's going to happen, okay? So I don't want to spend a bunch of time talking about that one simply because I just don't foresee it happening. But that's something we got to pay attention to. But either way, the Farm Bill is something that's, very influential. And this is going to impact SNAP benefits for the next 5 years, okay? The Farm Bill is negotiated once every 5 years. They did it last in 2018. Now, 5 years later, they have to do it again before October 1st, okay? So that's why it's pretty important stuff here, and they will be getting this done by that October 1st deadline. At least they should be getting it done by then. That is the line in the sand, and they have to get it done. Now, next I want to throw out a couple more things here. I should have mentioned this earlier, right after I talked about the COLA, but let's throw it out right now, which is the increase to the minimum benefit, okay? So as of right now, we know the minimum benefit for SNAP beneficiaries, a whopping $23 a month. That's nothing. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. $23? What can you get with that these days? Maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 boxes of cereal? Have you looked at cereal prices, by the way? Cereal is crazy expensive. My wife and I were just talking about this the other day. It's like $5.50 for a box of cereal. That's craziness, right? Anyway, my point is you can't get much when it comes down to $23 a month. But anyway, the new minimum benefit for SNAP benefits will be increasing as well as of October 1st. So that's, just take it or leave it. It's not going to be much. We know that, but at least it's something, right? So remember a couple years ago when it was $16? Remember that? That was maybe like 3 years ago or something like that. It was like $16 was the minimum benefit. I mean, seriously, 16? What an insult. Anyway, just want to throw it out there really quickly. Now, a couple of things I want to throw out there. I've talked about this a couple times throughout the last few months here, basically since the beginning of this year. Maybe I talked about it late last year. I'm not really sure, but I know I've talked about it a couple times this year so far, which is a couple different things going on. Number one, they changed as of last year, October 1st of last year is when the bill actually, or when the law actually went into effect, which was for those of you that have an EBT card that maybe has gone out to one of your local stores and you slid it through the kiosk at the checkout counter, only to find out later that it had one of those little skimming devices on it. And sure enough, the scammers took your benefit, okay? Have you had this happen? I hope not. But unfortunately, this is happening to a lot of people out there. Well, as a result of the bill that they passed late in December of last year, so they passed the bill in late December last year. Actually, it was right around Christmas time of last year, 2022, is when they passed the bill. It was a $1.7 trillion basically federal funding bill, okay? But as a result of that, it had retroactive laws that went back to October 1st of last year, 2022, that basically said anybody that had their benefits wrongly taken from them from one of these skimming devices could go through the process of getting those benefits back, or at least some of those benefits reinstated because, the scammers taking people's benefits. So that's something that's gone out there, which, by the way, that goes through September 30th of 2024. So, another year, a little over a year from right now as well, okay? So that continues to go on. So if your benefits were wrongly taken from you, contact your local office. They should be able to walk you through the steps of reclaiming at least some of those benefits that were taken from you from one of these skimming devices, people hacking into your EBT card. But anyway, long story short is what I've seen a number of times here over the course of this year is that they're going to be implementing more privacy and more protections, as in more security, into the EBT card. This is going to be a huge shock for all of us. I'm obviously being sarcastic again, but EBT cards do not have that much security built within them. So, when you have like a debit card or a credit card, something like that, something issued from your bank, it has all kinds of security measures within it, right? If there's suspicious activity, they contact you right away and they say, hey, did you, try to make a purchase here on this website? Or were you trying to buy, something here at this store? It looks suspicious. Was this you? Again, they have all kinds of security measures. If something is wrong, they go through the steps of making sure that it's right and that your funds are refunded to you and that all is good, right? Banks and credit card companies, things like this, they have a lot of security measures. However, EBT cards don't have a lot of these security measures. So hackers, scammers, the people like that, they try to go after EBT cards because it's easy pickings, right? So again, I'm not saying this is something they should do. It's not ethical. It's not right. I would never do that. That's not my style. It's not what I'm here to do. But rather, I'm here to inform you. But unfortunately, because EBT cards are kind of like the easy pickings out there, as in, well, why won't we go after these ones? It's easy money for them, right? Because there's not many security measures. They basically can just grab the money. It's not that hard for them to do, versus with credit cards and debit cards and stuff like that, it's a little bit more difficult because of all the security measures built within them. However, I've seen in the headlines a number of times here over the course of this year, it looks like they want to start implementing more security measures into EBT cards. Now, they have indicated this could take a couple years. Why it's going to take a couple years? Not really sure, okay? If they wanted to do something like this, and if it was that urgent, they could get it done and it wouldn't take them all that long. I mean, don't get me wrong, probably 6 months maybe, but not a couple years. But anyway, what they've talked about is implementing more security measures into EBT cards and ultimately protecting SNAP beneficiaries, which at the end of the day, if they actually ran the numbers on it to figure out how much it would actually cost to implement something like this and to expedite the process of getting these highly secured cards out to beneficiaries, versus how much money is actually being taken through these skimming devices and stuff like that, they'd be far ahead if they actually just did it right away and put up the money right away and make these cards more secure for beneficiaries versus trying to reimburse all this money that is wrongly taken. Anyway, if they just did some simple math on it and ran the numbers, they could clearly see the solution here. So anyway, that is something else that's going on. But these are some of the things I want to break down for you really quickly as far as major changes for SNAP, otherwise known as food stamps or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, all of these things. But I want to say this much. What we want to watch closely going forward is mostly the Farm Bill, okay? The reason for that is one of these, it's a variable, as in the effects, the details, all the stuff like that is still variable. The COLA, it's locked in. That's happening no matter what, okay? We know that. October 1st, starting in October, you'll get your higher benefit because of the COLA. The Farm Bill, that's one of those that's still up in the air right now. Anything could change. So that's something I will continue watching here over the next couple months. And as they solidify that thing, of course, I will bring you the details on it. If there's anything within it that looks a little bit concerning or that looks really good in there, that of course that I want to bring to your attention. Otherwise, it may just be, kind of the same old thing over and over again. So either way, I'll continue to keep you posted, but these are a few of the things I want to break down for you that will be changing with SNAP benefits, and again, something we want to keep our eyes on here over the next couple months. So please leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. If you need me to elaborate on anything, or if you want me to look into anything specifically, let me know down below, and I do my best to read as many comments and questions as I can each and every day. As I mentioned before in other videos, to be fair, there's no way I can read every single comment. I do my best. But there's a lot of comments that come in every single day. Thousands of comments across the entire channel. So again, I'm just doing my best here. But either way, leave it down below and just do my best to try to keep you updated. So subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, take care, and I'll keep you posted with everything going on right now in regards to money, benefits, checks, stimulus, raises to benefits, SNAP benefits, food stamps, any of these other programs. I'll keep you posted. Enjoy your day, take care, and see you again later.